Hello, my fellow horse lovers. Hey, it's Wednesday in the arena with Dr. Pamela. For those of you who don't know me, I am the founder and creator of this group, Bond Beyond Training, and I'm passionate about teaching holistic body workers and devoted horse owners holistic care, connection, confidence, everything that is for the highest good of the horse. So welcome to my private arena. Come on in. Today I feel spring in the air. Yes, I know it is technically not spring until the 21st, but I got spring fever. The snow is melting, the sun is shining, and I'm ready for spring. And it's always better to be prepared and don't wait till the last minute, right? So today I want to talk to you about spring detoxing for horses and why it's not just crucial for their well-being, but it's crucial for your connection, right? And I'm going to talk about how easily it is for you to implement it yourself. You don't have to pay a vet, you don't have to hire somebody, you just need the right tools in your toolbox with the right implementation and application. So I'm excited to be with you here today because I'm starting to thaw out and I'm feeling a little spring frisky, and that means it's the perfect time to talk about this, right? The spring detox isn't just for your horses, it's for you. It could be for your dogs, your cats, and I know that detox can be kind of like a buzzword. People talk about detoxing, they deliver detoxes, and but I really think of it more as a spring reset. So the Chinese say that we should do an adjustment or a check-in with the change of every season. So now is the time to think about resetting your horse and checking in with them, because their needs in the winter are going to be way different from their needs in the spring, from their needs in the fall. So today I want to share why spring is the best time for not just a detox, but a reset. And I want to talk a little bit about what happens to the body during a detox that people don't quite always understand. I also want to talk about why chemical dewormers are not the same as a true parasite cleanse. And I'm going to go over the simple steps that you can take to support your horse naturally so that you don't have to depend on chemical dewormers. So if you haven't had your morning coffee, grab your morning tea. Maybe you're already having lunch wherever you're at, but let's dive in. Because just like nature wakes up in the spring, so does the horse's body, right? It's the body's natural way to start cleansing, and they reset on their own. But here's the thing. If the body is super overloaded with toxins, parasites, chemicals from all the chemical warmers maybe you did last fall, right? That natural detox process, it gets really sluggish. And that is why spring is the best time to give your horses a little extra support. The body's naturally doing this, but they need our help. Right? So a few reasons why I like to detox in the spring and why I feel it's so important is because this is when parasites become a lot more active as the weather warms up, and the detox can help manage what I consider more of a parasite overload. We all have worms, okay? Even we have worms. It's just a matter of, do we get imbalanced? Is it overload that the body can't handle? And so when the parasites start to get more active, this is when we need to manage them before they become an overload and a problem. And second, the liver is in its prime right now. It's a prime detox phase during the spring. Like the dandelions start to come out in the lawns and everybody sprays them with chemicals, and it's like, no, I take my horses around and let them eat the dandelions because they're a great natural liver detoxer. Nature knows, right? Nature knows way more than we do. And so I just let nature take its course. The horses eat the dandelions. It's a win-win for everybody, right? And the liver, we know, it is takes a huge role in the body's detoxing process. It's a filter. It's a big, huge filter. And supporting it can make the difference between having a really good, healthy spring detox and just a mediocre, maybe sluggish detox for your horse. And toxins from like the feed and soil, like I mentioned before, the chemical dewormers, these all build up over time. Right, so detoxing them, your horses and yourself and your other animals are actually going to help you rebalance your microbiome, and it improves digestion. So, why are chemical dewormers not a parasite cleanse? Let's talk about this because it's super important. Chemical dewormers are not the same. And many horse owners have been taught, right? We're taught this. Give them a wormer, every 2 months, every 3 months. Some people spread it out to 4. I've been in places they do them every other month. It's just what we were taught to do, right? Hi, Renee. Thanks for joining us today. Can you hear me? I have my new mic on, and I just popped it off. So, yeah, I get excited about talking about this because it's just something we've always thought of. It's just what we do. Oh, it's spring. We give our horses chemical dewormers, right? But that's what we've been taught for parasite prevention, right? But the truth is, chemical wormers don't actually support the body's ability to prevent the parasites long term, right? Instead, they overload the liver, right? They contain these synthetic compounds that the liver has to filter it out. And if we're not supporting the horse, maybe the liver doesn't always get them all out. It makes it work harder. And it also disrupts the gut health, right? Putting those chemicals in the gut is going to screw up their microbiome. And it's going to get rid of all the healthy, beneficial bacteria that the horse needs for digestion. And we know that the gut is related to immune function, so then it affects the immune system and just in general the overall well-being, right? It's also going to create resistance to the parasites. We know this. There's new science, new research coming out that we have parasite resistance now because we've been doing these chemical wormers for so long, and they become resistant to the drugs, and then they're really not effective. So you're kind of wasting your money shoving the chemicals down your horse's mouth and giving them really unnecessary toxins, right? And these toxic residues, they linger in the body, they linger in the environment. Think about it. It goes through the horse's digestive tract, and they poop it out, and then those toxins end up in your soil. So, this is not just the time for doing a spring cleanse and detox for your horses, but it's a great time to think about your soil also. And thinking about how we can support your soil, the horse's body, in a natural way, right? With an ability to keep the horse so healthy that they don't get the parasite overload. And the next thing I want to talk about is something I hear all the time is like, oh, I did that detox once and my horse got diarrhea and it gave him diarrhea and it didn't work, and so we quit, or my horse got crazy on it. And here's what people don't understand. See, that's the natural part of the detoxing, right? You might have temporary changes in your horse's behavior and in their energy, right? Some horses can get a little spicy because they're releasing emotional toxins also. It's not just a physical thing. And the liver is related to anger, the emotion anger. So when you're releasing all this stuff, it stirs a lot of things up for the horses. Also, they start feeling better. You know, you think the supplement or the detox is making your horse crazy, and actually your horse is feeling good, probably for the first time in a long time, right? And so the other things that we see is maybe the opposite, is they might get a little fatigued, they might not feel so great, and all of this can be normal, right? And we just have to let the body take its time, release it, and support it. And this is why I love doing more mild detoxes, depending on the horse and how the horse tests. A lot of times I might do a longer detox, or I might do a shorter detox. It's never a one size fits all. Every horse's needs are different. What they can tolerate can be different. So, one last thing is I mentioned the soil. I mentioned we can do this for the other animals as well. If you want some help with your soil, if you own your own property, reach out to me. I have some great suggestions for that. But I want to talk about, like, you know, what does this have to do with connection, right? What is clearing out the liver, doing a spring detox, and a parasite cleanse have to do with connection? Well, here's the thing. A body that feels good is going to be more open to trusting you, communicating with you, and building that relationship with you. And when we support our horse's overall well-being at this deeper level, that's when we open that door for a greater partnership and a deeper understanding, right? And here's something else for my body workers in here and my holistic practitioners that are in this group. This is something that we need to be talking about to all of our horse owners, because again, we just don't know what we don't know. We're taught to give the spring wormers and go about our business, right? And then when the horse colics, we just blame it on the weather change. So something we can talk about, not just to our own, speaking to our own horses, but also to our client horses. So I really wanted to put the emphasis on that interconnectedness piece. And next week, we're going to dive even deeper into the liver, which is one of the most important organs in not just your horse's body, but your body as well. I'm going to be sharing with you why the liver is key to not just detoxing, but to emotional balance, movement, hoof health, and even when we're doing body work on them. Okay? So I want to say thanks for hanging out with me today, and until next week, enjoy your horse.